Hello and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I have for you today a casual game, casual cast. I don't know if it's a casual game or not. Just kind of a casual cast between some two pro players. I've been casting a lot of games between my friends and I, some kind of lower level games, and I thought it might be a cool and good idea to cast some higher level games. But I also wanted to start off by doing kind of a more casual cast, kind of maybe interject with some things about the channel, and just, I don't know, kind of talk about how things are going. But I'll go ahead and introduce the players. Today we have BitterCold, the yellow Zerg, spawning on the bottom position of Shattered Temple. And his opponent is none other than Grubby. Grubby, the green Protoss player. Both players are very good StarCraft 2 players, and I found this replay and thought it was pretty cool. Thought it was cool what Grubby did, and thought it was cool what BitterCold did, and thought I'd cast it for you guys. So we do see a probe for Grubby coming out and do some scouting, and as well as some noxious drone harassment, and we see an extractor first for our Zerg player BitterCold. I think this is interesting, this extractor first, and then the spawning pool going down second. As far as Grubby goes, we see a gateway at his choke as well as this pylon. I don't know either of the players' play styles too incredibly well. I don't follow too many of their games. Perhaps that's one of the reasons I liked this replay. Was because of the different things they did. But yeah, should be good. Should be good. So anyway, I just finished up the series between Jack and Power Ranger, and that'll be going up over the next few days. It was best of 5, and it was a good series, and it's part of the Morecraft series here at CadoinkStudios. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I would really like it if you would comment and watch the video and then comment and tell me what sort of things you'd like to see. We are at Christmas break right now, or holiday break or winter break, whatever you want to call it. And so there isn't too much going on as far as Morecraft. A lot of the Morecraft was played before the break and is being casted now. But when we get back to it, we're going to hopefully do some tournament plays and that sort of thing. And that should be a lot of fun, and that should be pretty good. So anyway, we do see an expand going out for BitterCold, pretty early expand here at the 4-minute mark, as well as a little Zergling going to poke up and do some scouting. We see the normal little wall off by Grubby with the Cybernetics core as well as the Zealot. But I really like this map control we see by BitterCold. We see an Overlord here as well as a Zergling going and poking around. We see a Zergling over here. We see a Zergling at the Watchtower. We see Zergling up here. We see an Overlord up here. And it's one thing that really annoys me when I watch a lot of players is, and I know I'm guilty of it, but because it's quite difficult. But you'll watch a lot of these pro players and you'll go, man, like they don't see any of the map. And I really like a good Zerg player who can spread his creep well and spread his Overlords well and get really good vision of the map. Back in Grubby's base, we see 2 more gateways coming down for him. This could be some sort of 4-gate play, yeah, maybe some 4-gate. He might do some teching. I do know, but I don't want to give it away. Don't want any spoilers. We see that the expansion for BitterCold has finished. He's transferring his some drones as well as his queen over, and he's going to be putting a creep tumor down first thing. And this is something else that I really like. He's opting to get the creep spread over getting more larvae early, and that would show some sort of macro-oriented play perhaps, as well as him wanting to have vision as well as just the creep spread for speed. Might see some sort of hydras or something with this creep spread. We do see a fast expand, well, not too fast, but an expand for Grubby. This Zergling, however, will be able to see it, and he is knowing what's going on. Perhaps this is part of his decision for not for not spawning the larva first thing because he knows that there probably won't be any early attack. We do see a ton of sentries for Grubby, which I think is really interesting, as well as a Stargate coming up right here. And this is part of the reason I like this game, is because we don't see too much Stargate play by Protoss players, and so I always get kind of excited when I see Stargate. And here comes some Zerglings south of Grubby's base, and they're going to come around and see this little force, try to run in and do some scouting. They'll see the forge as well as the natural that he's already seen, but tries to get up on the base, but Grubby spawns his zealot right in that little hole, and these Zerglings basically won't see any more than they need to. They will be able to pick off that that pylon. It wasn't cancelled. I do believe they destroyed it, which is very interesting. And now Grubby is doing sort of counterattack with quite a bit of these sentries. Going to pick off this creep tumor, and yeah, luckily they have a BitterCold has a spine crawler as well as some roaches to deal with this force. I think roaches do quite well against this sentry heavy force. But we do see a Void Ray coming out right now for the Protoss player, and there's not much in the way of protection for this. We do see that a layer has finished, so he could get Hydralisk, and I think this would be quite good. Hydralisk is it's very good against like air, muta, I mean obviously, but I see Rhett on his stream do it quite often. He goes Hydralisk, Roach Hydra when he sees some sort of air threat. But he is and sure enough, there's the Hydralisk Den. But he is gearing up to take a third expansion, which I think is quite good. We do have these extra queens, it seems. 4 extra creep spread perhaps, but also maybe in anticipation. We do see a changeling, as well as an overseer, so he does see that there are phoenixes on the field, and he does know about the Stargate play, and so he is acting accordingly. Perhaps that's the reason he threw down this Hydralisk Den. But oh my goodness, I did not see this. Grubby attacking this expansion with his Void Ray, and he didn't cancel. I don't know why he didn't cancel, and now he's going to fly around and pick off these overlords and put BitterCold in a bit of a supply block, which is not good for BitterCold at all. We do see 3 queens here to hopefully pick off some damage. He could come in and lift them up and kill one of them with a Void Ray, but the Void Ray shields are quite low at this time. I do like this pylon here. It gives him a little bit of vision. We see some Zerglings in the middle of the map because he wants to see what's going on, and he's going to be able to pick up that zealot. And he really should move him to the watchtower. Oh, but here comes a big force by Grubby, as well as some poking in to his base with the phoenixes as well as the Void Ray. And sure enough, he's going to have to deal with this with just a few Hydras, not enough. And oh my goodness, he's picking up this queen. He's going to be able to pick her off, as well as maybe these overlords. But here comes the Hydralisk, and sure enough, he's able to kill that overlord right before the Hydralisk get there. And now BitterCold's in a bit of a supply block, which is not good for him at all. I do like the extra queens as well as the Hydras coming up, and wow, look at this overlord party here. Jeez. Little spiky overlord party for BitterCold. Seems quite dangerous with the little spikes on their back. But I do like this map control by Grubby, flying around, being very active with his phoenixes to see what's going on, and then even a roach coming up to do some scouting, but it's going to be picked off by that Void Ray quite easily. We see Grubby's forces going around to the right position, maybe going to destroy these rocks. Yeah, it looks like he's going to destroy these rocks, and he's going to be able to pop up into this base and harass this third once again. But there is a roach here to kind of see what's going on, and yeah, hopefully he will be acting accordingly. He is saturating this, which I think is interesting considering how these rocks are finally destroyed, and Grubby's going to be able to walk right up into this base. But here's a good force of Hydralisk as well as roaches, and they're pushing forward, and there's a bunch of force fields to make sure that he can't do anything. We see the spine crawler burrowing back into the ground to do some defending, but Grubby is going to say, okay, I'll just walk around and attack the other way. He will be able to take out this overseer, however. So we see in the front of his base there isn't much in the way of protection or defense. He doesn't have any spine crawlers here at his natural. Just a whole party of overlords. and Grubby is going to come and see that very shortly. He's going to be able to pick off this queen really easily, and he's going to do a push. And here comes the roaches as well, the hydras. But wow, great force fields by Grubby, making a little J of force fields. They're just completely stuck in. Wow, look at that whole wall of force fields, as well as all these drones just sitting here. And this does not look good for BitterCold. I don't think he'll be able to hold this off, as there are just too many stalkers and all these phoenixes lifting up the roaches. And it's not looking good for BitterCold at all. He's trying to pull back a little, maybe rendezvous with some more troops. Yeah, rendezvous with some more roaches. But at this point I don't see what BitterCold can do. He's very active about putting down these force fields and making sure that BitterCold can't attack him. He's even heavily supply blocked. I don't see this ending well for BitterCold at all. Even has blink. And all the roaches, they just fall. And a good game, well played by BitterCold. And Grubby has taken it. So anyway, this was kind of a little casual cast between two pro players. I'm going to try to do some more casts with pro players, as well as continue to do the Morecraft thing. I also plan on doing kind of an analytical series in the future to go more in depth with each game. It won't just be a shoutcast. We'll be pausing and rewinding and looking at things and determining what kind of strategies we like and what we don't like, and yeah, hopefully improving our StarCraft 2 experience. So anyway, this is Cadoink at CadoinkStudios. I hope you enjoyed this little casual cast between BitterCold and Grubby. If you did, like the video and comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what we can do better, and we will see you guys later. Bye.